Here's a quick video. Welcome to Mobile Freedom Enterprise. I cracked my screen on the iPhone 7. It's a 256 gigabyte phone. I use it for recording all the time, and I noticed the huge difference between the 6S volume quality. And what I mean by volume quality is the loudness of the audio recording on the video, and that's because of the waterproofing the phone has. So now, since the phone is not going to be waterproof anymore, I'm going to go ahead and eliminate every item, every rubber, every protector between the microphone, the speakers, and the outside. So what we'll have is clear sounding music, audio, you name it. Hold on, let me get in here. By the way, I'm recording this using the LG G Pro. Let's hear some music on how it sounds right now. This is turned all the way up. Okay, we'll hear the difference after I change the screen and what this, if this actually improves the sound quality, and I think it will. And we have some trumpet. Okay, we'll be back afterwards. I'll also do some video recording with that to test it as well while we're sitting here, and I'll put it all together in the video. Okay, so as long as we're doing this, why don't I just show you how to repair the iPhone. It's pretty simple. Get a little complex if you don't follow instructions. Let's get all this mess from behind. Kind of looks messy there. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is remove these two. This is a quick and easy photo. I'm not going to make you sit through all the details. Just the lighting. Too many details. Step 1. Remove the two pentalobe screws found here. Oh, so I'm going to have to take out the protector. Son of a gun. I love this thing. Look at this. Let me adjust this here. I love the skin I put on here, but unfortunately, it's just going to have to go. So anyways, you're going to see two pentalobe screws right here. Can we see that? Right here. Here and here. Okay, once those pentalobe screws are removed, I'm sorry. This light is not doing us any justice from there for the video. Okay, once the pentalobe screws are removed, you want to put the suction cup anywhere away from the home button. Alright? And then gently start pulling up, and get a pry tool and start going around the edges, barely lifting up, not forcing it, but just getting around. There's waterproofing and glue that you have to kind of just break through. And they recommend using a heat gun to heat it up, to soften it up while you're doing this. Unfortunately, I don't have my heat gun here. I have it somewhere else, so we're going to try this without the heat gun. Alright? Otherwise, I'll get a blow dryer, which is the same thing. I'll be back. So, let me adjust this. So as you're going around, well, let me start with, yeah, you do need to heat up the screen because otherwise it's impossible to remove that rubber. And I used a knife just to barely lift it up with the tip of the knife. Utility knife to just get in there right on the edge and just barely lift it just a bit. Be very careful because this is very delicate. If you break the ribbon cables on the right hand, they're like paper. You could slice right through them. So as soon as you get it up far enough on the left side of the phone, if you're looking at the phone, it's your left side of the phone, this side. The other side has the cable ribbon. And then get your something like this, like a thin butter knife or whatever you want to use, real thin, and get in there. You can use a guitar pick as well, and get in there slowly. You'll start hearing it separate. Of course, without the heat, you can't do that. So just to show you here what this looks like. Can you see that, I wonder? You see, that's the rubber. See that? That's the sealant. That's what waterproofs it. So this is the first time I'm lifting it, first time I'm looking at this. So I'm a first timer. And there are the ribbon cables. You see that? I wonder if you can see that with the camera. So let's see, I'm going to pull it apart. And there are the famous ribbon cables. So you want to separate those. Use one of the plastic pieces. Oh, one thing I forgot. Ground yourself, just in case. Use one of these babies. Use one of these bad boys. This goes around your wrist. Okay. One side goes around the wrist, and the other side you ground it. I'm using the light that's right here. It's connected to the wall. It's electrical, and I'm connecting to any metal part of the light to ground myself. I'm connected. So once you start going in there, you're grounded, and the electricity will not ruin your phone or any electronic device that you're working on. Okay, so I strapped it up. And let's see, I should do this off camera so I can focus. I don't want to ruin anything. Let's get a good view in there. Let's get a close up. Can you see that? Oh, not yet. Alright, there's the ribbon cable. See that? So these connectors on right over here, we're going to separate. Alright, so I'll do that and show you the next step. Go out and get tools. The idiots on eBay don't tell you when you buy a new screen that you need new tools. I have all the tools for the old iPhones, but not the iPhone 7. So I went out, luckily I found a local place online that carries everything I need, so I don't have to depend on eBay and wait. So I went and picked it up today. So next step, this is great. You get one of these mats, it's magnetic. You can put the screws where they belong, any parts right next to it. You see, that's incredible. Awesome. So you don't lose screws. And you're going to need this Y. Let me show you there. You see that? The macro is not very good on here, I guess. Hello. Do this one-handed. Alright, well the macro is not very good on the... There we go. Okay. The 0.6Y tip screwdriver. You need Phillips, you need the Pentalope, as seen here. Same one as previous. But definitely it pays to go out and get this kit. Special kit for the iPhone 7, 8, and 10. Alright, so what I did next, pull the cover off very carefully, the screen, and then had to remove these screws. All right, that goes to the battery. And there's the battery connector. There's the battery connector. Okay. Then that popped right out just like Lego pieces. And then you have 2 screws here. One here and one here. There's the cover. You'll see it when you pop it open. Pull those off, and then that piece, and you can separate the screen. Alright, we'll be back with more. The old cracked screen, you're going to remove the earpiece, and it's several pieces in one here, I believe. And then the, oh, that's so much glare, too much light. You can also have too much light. And then the home button. There. It looks like a couple screws here and there, no big deal. Let's get to it. Okay. So we had to remove 6 screws. Okay. 1, 2, 3. On the other side, 4, 5, and 6. And you can see them here. 1, 2, 3 at the top, 4, 5, 6. Removes that cover. And lifts this camera out backwards, and you can pull out the speaker, your speaker. And that's a camera. Now to figure out how to take that out. And down at the bottom, I still have to do I'll show you that later. Okay, here's a really tricky piece. I didn't realize it was actually there. But this one here, you got to be really careful because this is attached to the bottom. Okay? But because this bottom piece is loose, there, you can easily break it. As the bottom piece moves, it's like a piece of paper attached to the bottom. So you have to take something like this, try to grab the top, while you grab another pair of tweezers, okay, and hold the bottom down. Because if you pull this one too hard, you're going to rip the bottom piece. Be very, very careful with that. I almost did that. I didn't realize what I was doing, and I had to go online to look at a video to see this there. And 2 of the videos I saw didn't show it like this. It just shows that they separate some piece here, and you can easily just go in and pull it back, and you're going to rip it. So be very careful. You have to hold the bottom piece with one pair of tweezers, and with the other pair of tweezers separate the 2 pieces, because this one flexes, it moves. It's very sensitive, you see? Alright, and well, that will, I saw in the video, this will be able to, I'll take this off and be able to pull the home button off. Not as easy as it looks on the videos, let me tell you. Tell you what. You got to be really careful. I've tried all kinds of tools to make sure that getting this piece out. You know, I wish I could show you the step-by-step, but I was so nervous trying to just be very careful with this and not rip it out. But you got to stick the tweezers in there behind that, and let me get some light in there. Alright, right in there, these pieces in here. Just take your time, don't force anything. See that last little square? That microphone or sensor, I don't know what that is. Looks like a... It's not a camera, is it? Is there 2 cameras? Oh yeah, there's a camera. No, not the camera. This piece right here. This right here. Whatever that is. It must be an ambient light sensor. There it has some diodes. Getting that piece out was ridiculous. It seemed like it was stuck. If you get frustrated, you're going to rip this out. Take your time, little by little. If you're not patient and you don't have a keen eye for detail, you're going to ruin your phone. But then this whole thing has to come apart. And it goes on to the new. Now remember I told you I want to eliminate all the gaskets on the new phone. I did buy a replacement gasket at this local shop, which is really cool. See that? To waterproof it again, but I'm not going to trust it being waterproof, so I'm not going to stick it in water anyways. So I'm going to use the gasket to give it an overall water protection, but I'm going to remove the gaskets protection from the microphones. That's very important. Oh, let me show you what this looks like. As you're removing the screws, oh my God, look at that mess. As you're removing the screws, be really careful not to lose your place on the, it's highly recommended you keep this away from your arm, away from the tools, so you know exactly where you put the little screws. When you go back, everything will be in place. You'll use every single screw the way it was meant to. The last thing you want to do is be stuck with screws in the wrong places. Alright, well anyways, basically I guess what I'm showing you with this video is that it's not as easy as those expert videos make it look like. You know, there's the home button. That was a pain in the butt. Almost ripped it out. Almost broke it. Just be really careful. Just take your time. And anyways, we'll see what this sounds at the end once I remove all the gaskets from the microphones and the speakers. Should be a lot louder. Again, I'm taking out the speakers, so I had to take off these parts here. This is like a plastic cover. I have to take out the haptic engine. And here is the first waterproof. Let me show you. Waterproof piece here. Just look at the bottom of the phone, you'll see where the holes are, and this is a protector. Okay? So little by little peeling it off. I'm going to clean it out so we have an open channel to the bottom. Yeah, dust will get in there, so on and so forth, but listen, I've done this with on my iPhones from the past when they weren't waterproofed. And as long as you're constantly blowing at the bottom, it doesn't damage it or anything. And you have tremendous volume. It just sounds so much better. It's loud. You can almost sounds like a boombox. You know, it's portable Bluetooth speakers, and I'll show you. I'll show you when I'm finished. I need 2 hands for this. For this up. So I'm going to take out the speaker and do the same. Clear that out. Alright, it's a nice big speaker. That's why it sounds so great. And I did it already to the front piece on the glass. On the old one, actually. I just wanted to test it out, see how difficult that was. But well, I'm almost finished. I'll just do everything back in reverse. This really isn't about removing. It's not those awesome videos you see where you see all the detail in removing it. But I did give you some heads up on how to be very careful in removing those other parts. And I'm going to put them back, and we'll test out what this waterproofing removal, how it improves the sound recording and the sound reproduction through the speakers. I did so here on the microphone there's a little rubber gasket, and you can actually remove this if needed. See, it's a little thick little gasket that goes in here, but just to retain the integrity of the build so you don't have any space in there and accumulating dust, I left it. Okay, let me show you what it is. And then you have the same thing over here. You don't have to remove the speaker, you can just pull it backwards and out, and there's the port for the speaker. And then you have the same gasket piece right in here. You see it's popped out a little? I'm going to push it back in. But all I've done, see? It's a gasket. It's a rubber gasket. It doesn't want to go in now, but I'll push it in. What I did is took a needle, a pin like this, semi-thick, goes right in through the holes at the bottom, and just poke it. So you poke it, any waterproofing. You poke it through. Make sure you don't go all the through and damage other things, but you poke it through, make sure it's going through, and now you have straight ports without any buffering, any screen, any water protection, you know, on both sides here. Okay? There and there. Now, there's nothing I can, well, I haven't gotten to the microphone on the opposite side of here that goes to the back. I don't think I'm going to waste my time pulling that out. And maybe I will. See if I can pull that out, access it, and poke a little hole in that as well. Anyways, the main microphone here will record far better. It'll be much louder, much clearer, and the speaker will be much louder as well. Alright, so let me put everything back together and show you what it sounds like. And I'm going to show you exactly the outcome. Well, listen, first of all, there's a great screen protector that covers from edge to edge, as you see here at the store called 5 and Under. I don't know if you have that wherever you're at, but if you do, I highly recommend it. Look them up. Everything $5 and under. This is a $5 cover screen protection. This is what it looks like. Look at that. So it covers the entire screen. It's like a second skin. Look at that. Beautiful. All right, so yeah, this is the colors are a bit darker, but I don't mind. The DPI looks exactly the same. Look at the detail. This is the the inexpensive eBay $27 2-day delivery. Okay, looks great. Now here's the ultimate test, and I'm almost done, son. He's dying to watch YouTube. Wait, that's not it. YouTube. Hold on. And here's the aftermath. Look how much louder this is. Hold on, son, just a few minutes. So much louder, clearer. It's all due to the opening these. And I was against using a case, so now I have no choice. I'm using this cheap case for now until I find something nicer. Oh, it covers the camera. Look at that. Terrible. I need another case. I don't want to risk breaking it. Super loud. Well, thanks for watching Mobile Freedom Enterprise. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and try the same thing.